BJP seems to be leading in Pune's Civic polls. We are still awaiting what's happening in Pimpri-Chinchwad, but this BJP leading in Pune's Civic polls means it could retain the seat. Remember that this is when the Pawars, Sharad Pawar's NCP and Ajit Pawar's NCP came together and they fought the BJP. In fact, Ajit Pawar gave a lot of statements that were seen as controversial. He spoke about the BJP accepting him despite all corruption charges against him, and BJP had to remind him of the corruption charges that have been filed against him. BJP leads in Pune Civic polls. We already have in MOS Muralidhar Mohal, who is an MP from there, but this is big. The Pawars have been unable to stop the BJP from winning, from at least leading in Pune Civic polls. Yashwant Deshmukh, how do you see this?
I mean, again, over there, I think the line that in the Western Maharashtra region, it is the BJP versus the Pawars. You know, so if you think about that entire area as a separate state in a way, then BJP becomes one pole and the main opposition is the Pawar, or vice versa in different areas. So Congress does manage to hold its stronghold in Vidarbha and Marathwada maybe, but yes, I mean, as far as Pawars are concerned, they are making themselves very visible in a way that okay, they might lose Pune, that's fine. But they are making it, hammering it down the fact that, okay, if against the BJP there is one pole, that pole is us, not the Congress or not anymore. So for Pawar to come number second as, in Western Maharashtra, I see that is something which is further shrinking down of the Congress base in favor of the Pawars, in that way. So all in all, I mean, yes, BJP is coming across as a bigger winner. I mean, if you look into the total number of things, I think there is about 60 to 65% of the seats across Maharashtra at this point of time where BJP or BJP alliance is leading, and that is a telling story. That tells you a lot about how the things are moving.
It's seen as the seat of Peshwai, and it's seen as culturally very important, and also the whole Western belt is seen as important for the Pawars. What does this mean for the future of the NCP? Do you see them coming together? Do you see this election as being just a stopgap arrangement or something that has glimpses of the future?
No, it's very important. Politically, Vasudha, this is going to create much bigger implication. People are not realizing in different ways. You see, if Mumbai would have been a state, it has a population or number of voters more than 13 states of India. In terms of budget, it has budget more than 17 states of India. And that is one big source of a place of resources where Thackerays or Shiv Sena was drawing the resources on. So is the case of Pune, So I guess that it's not just about governance, it's also about the resources. Those who are in power, they control the resources.
Absolutely.
So the pipeline of the resources.
So it's about governance, it's about influence, and it's also about resources. Gauri Dwivedi joins us now. Gauri, we've been talking about how results in 6 constituencies, 6 wards are out, and the Shiv Sena seems to be leading, Mahayuti seems to be leading, but Congress has made its debut. In fact, that was the first result that was announced. Dharavi goes to the Congress party.
Account khul gaya is the point as far as Congress is concerned. The big story that we are talking, and our rolling coverage on NDTV continues. Yashwant Deshmukh also talking about the impact as far as Pune election, the Pune results that are coming in. These are leads actually that are coming in about the Pawar faction, the Pawar factor. This is also in fact very important. Whether you take Pune, whether you take Pimpri-Chinchwad, both these municipal bodies are essentially the god of Ajit Pawar and the entire Pawar family. If this is where they see the BJP actually advancing ahead, it has huge ramifications for Ajit Pawar as well, and also for the larger NCP. What should be their strategy going forward? We're going to connect with our Pune reporter as well to know more about the larger implications of this. Do we have our Pune reporter with us?
We have Rahul Kulkarni joining us. Rahul,
let me Rahul just ask this point specifically that I was making, which is that when you talk about these leads, when you talk about these numbers right now, the larger impact of this on the NCP, the two Pawar factions, and also their relationship with the BJP, is that alliance also now going to be rethought given how these leads are looking?
Despite stitching alliance with Sharad Pawar's NCP, now here you can see a tsunami-like situation for BJP. Only 16 seats being counted as of now, more than 15 seats. So BJP is leading, and not only this, Ajit Pawar
Yes, Rahul, go ahead.
Okay, let's go back to Yashwant Deshmukh now. Yashwant, BJP leading in not just okay, we're joined by a couple of other people, but Gauri, there was an expectation that BJP will retain the seats of Pune and Pimpri-Chinchwad, and the Pawars coming together was part of a larger strategy. Remember that both of them did not really campaign, but in the first phase of elections, Sharad Pawar's party drew completely, like, it was not a blank, but it was a very poor performance by the party, as it was for other opposition parties, specifically Shiv Sena UPT. But the Congress had a silver lining with the Congress winning several wards in Chandrapur. Yes. But yes, this time it looks very difficult for the Congress party to also make a mark, although the first seat, Dharavi, has gone to Congress party, which means that it has been able to retain a segment of a section of the minority population and also Dalits, and this could also be because of its alliance with BBA, although Dharavi is something that is extremely seen as a stronghold of.
And before we get in, Saurabh, I just want to make this point that this is a party of Vasant Dada Patil, and the strong man, the original first strong man of Maratha politics, and his party now is essentially now going to be relevant and significant in the Muslim neighborhoods, and and the whole Maratha Manus, Maratha identity politics, it has sort of gone ahead, and Congress doesn't have an answer to that. Saurabh joins us from Matoshri. What is the mood like in Matoshri? Saurabh, we've been speaking since morning. We spoke a couple of hours back. It seemed that the Thackerays brothers are going to take some time before they sort of react. The numbers are trickling in, the leads are showing in right now. The Thackerays brothers' magic isn't working.
Well, whatever the results are, these are early results, and whatever the results are, any reaction from the Thackerays will only come later in the day. That's how it's always been, whether it's a victory or a loss, or whatever the result may be, and that's something that we expect that will happen later in the day. Definitely not for the next 2 hours or so. That's one of the trends that we've seen every year, every election, every counting day. Having said that, the trends at least show the BJP surging ahead, the Thackerays holding some space, and of course the rest is also there to see. What does this mean? Now, if there is a division of votes, if there's no consolidation of votes, and if that has given advantage to the BJP, then obviously everybody will talk about introspection. But one clear thing that was there for everyone to see is that the Congress did not want to fight together with the Thackerays. They may have their reasons, they may have other states, but the same goes for the BJP. They also fight elections in other states as well. Now, this is something that's being attributed as one of the reasons for perhaps non-consolidation of anti-BJP votes. That is something that the Congress was very clear that it will fight alone. Varsha Gaikwad, the Mumbai president of the Congress, was very clear that the Congress will not join the alliance. The explanation for that is still not convincing, and perhaps Varsha Gaikwad and the Congress party would be able to explain that better. The Shiv Senas,
but there is a silver lining here, Saurabh. The fact that Congress won from Dharavi means that her sister won the MP seat. Varsha Gaikwad's sister won from Dharavi during assembly polls, which means that there could be some credit given to her. But I want to also ask you, if you look at the early leads, BJP and UBT there seems to be still a fight in the city of Mumbai. So it's not going to be easy for the BJP to have complete dominance, because UBT Shiv Sena seems to be leading on at least 36 seats. What does that mean for the Thackerays brothers? Because it means that a segment of Marathi voters have voted for them, and their sentiment, or at least the politics of fear, seems to have worked in certain sections. Saurabh.
There is this very clear demarcation in the demographics of voters, whether it's the senior voters and then the younger voters. And amongst the senior voters, there's clearly more traction in the Marathi voters. There's clearly more traction for the Thackerays. That may not be the case for the younger voters. That's a clear analysis that we've drawn from even the exit polls. But having said that, this question was put to Sanjay Raut on the NDTV's Power Play Conclave on does this mean that the Thackerays are finished? And the answer that came from Sanjay Raut was that the Shiv Sena has lost multiple elections in the past.
Saurabh, we're going to
The
come back
relevance
to
of
you
the political
and
relevance.
we're going to tell our viewers the latest leads that are coming in, but there are sound bites coming in. Let's put that.
Rekha Yadav, one of the first non-Maharashtrians to win from Sion, very important candidate from Shiv Sena to have won from Sion.
देखिए, मैं जनता का ही आशीर्वाद मानूंगी क्योंकि जनता पूरा आज 15 दिन से लेकर आज तक हमारे साथ खड़ी थी। हम अपने कार्यकर्ताओं को और जनता को भी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं दूंगी कि इस मुकाम पे हमें उन्होंने खड़ा किया है, यहाँ का नगर सेवक चुन के दिया है, तो उनके लिए मुझे 5 साल खड़े रहना है।
शिवसेनेची जागा आपण घेतलेली आहे, शिवसेनेच्या कोकणीत आपण जागा टाकलेली आहे, आपले विजय काय म्हणतात?
देखिए, शिवसेना का महापावर बैठना चाहिए, ऐसा देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी का आदेश था, तो अब हमें लगता है कि बैठ जाएगा क्योंकि हमारी सब सीटें यहाँ पर आ गई हैं। मैं ऐसे एक ना शिंदे साहब को और देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
One of the first results to come out, Rekha Yadav from Sion winning there, and she is non-Maharashtrian. We have Rohit Chandavarkar joining us. He's a senior journalist and analyst. We have Tehseen Poonawalla, political commentator, and Amitabh Tiwari, the person who does data for us, also a political commentator. Let me go to Rohit first. Rohit, Rekha Yadav winning there, was it expected? And also explain to us the significance of a non-Maharashtrian winning from Shiv Sena. Shinde Sena, is Mr. Shinde also trying to portray himself as somebody who is not limited to just Maratha votes?
I think, the combination of Eknath Shinde and BJP has worked in many constituencies in Mumbai where it goes beyond linguistic interests. That's how I can see this. Because remember, the BJP and Shinde both tried to overshadow the Marathi Manus appeal with the Hindutva factor. And they first talked about the infrastructure and development and all these things that we have been discussing last 1 or 2 days. But to counter the Marathi Manus narrative, what they did was that in the last 10-15 days, they brought in the Hindutva factor. And Eknath Shinde, remember, is a torchbearer of Hindutva, like he keeps saying again and again, and BJP are doing the same. So what has worked here is the Hindutva factor. That's why you have maybe a non-Marathi candidate also being pitched and winning, or these kinds of things you will see in many parts of Mumbai. The demographics, especially in suburban areas in northwestern part of Mumbai, it has completely changed, like we keep saying, in the last 15-20 years, and it has huge amounts of North Indian community, at Hindi speaking community, and you can see that the parties like Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde group would also pitch North Indian candidates because they only consider the winnability factor in all these constituencies. That's how I'll sum up this thing, Vasudha.
Okay, Tehseen Poonawalla, let me bring you in, and then we get in Kiran Sonavani as well. She's the spokesperson representing the Shiv Sena Shinde. Tehseen, the question I want to ask you this is that, the data that comes out is that you compare some of the other parties, the kind of rallies they've done, the kind of roadshows they've done, and you compare that to the Congress. Not a single rally, not a single big roadshow, no leader of the Congress there. 21 seats in which the Congress was struggling to even get its candidates. And half an hour into the results, when leads are coming in, you have Rahul Gandhi saying vote chori.
Gauri, that breaks my heart. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Good afternoon to the viewers of NDTV, to all my fellow panelists. See, I'm a Punekar. I'm a Maharashtrian. And Congress was born in my city of then Pune, now Pune. And its first rally, its first session was held in then Bombay, now Mumbai. And to see the Congress reduced to this, Hitesh from the BJP, I think he supports BJP, if he does, or he's a political analyst. Hitesh is a very close friend of mine. I met Hitesh at a prayer meeting of a senior Congress MP who passed away, the Congress Pune MP. Till the Congress MP was alive, neither could BJP, neither was he the MP, neither could BJP, neither could the Pawar step their foot inside Pune. When the MP passed away, the Congress party did not even get a little 2-line tweet out for this MP. Whatever may be the controversy around him, he was your guy. You said about those 21 seats, that was not the Congress's fault, to be fair to them, that was Ambedkar Saab. You see, could we not have, and I spoke to the top leadership, had Priyanka Gandhi ji here, Sachin Pilot ji here, Shashi Tharoorji in Mumbai and Pune, you would have got the middle class vote. You would have had some amount of traction. It's not just we've lost these two cities. These are very important cities that we've lost. What we've also lost space in, and I want to be very clear about this, is in the liberal media space. Even that went completely to the Thackerays and the Nepo kids, and I don't know why we lost that space. Where were Congress leaders being covered? And obviously they won't be covered because they weren't on the ground. But there's one more thing that shocked me in this election, and I want to put this out before we go to the other aspects of this. Very often on national media, we said this media is bad, that media is bad, this is incorrect media, that is incorrect media, this is pro-BJP media. The kind of media coverage that Thackerays got in Maharashtra is unreal. That is a real Godi media. No tough questions being asked to them, no questions of development being asked to them. Their Nepo kids getting a free ride, talking lies after lies.
Other shots, let me ask you this very pointed question. The fight seems to be still on in Mumbai, between the Thackerays and of course the BJP. It's not going to be easy for the BJP. They've already dislodged the Thackere as the inheritor of the Hindu Samrat legacy. But when it comes to the Marathi legacy, the fight seems to be still on.
Why these Thackerays the inheritors of the Marathi Manus legacy? And for the Marathi Manus, let me ask this. After Pujniya Adarniya Balasaheb Thackere ji, all the talent went only in Raj Thackere ji. And after Raj Thackere ji, the talent went in his son, Nepo son.
Solapur mein dikha rahe hain.
Nobody else. BJP. Nobody else got the talent of how to lead the Marathi Manus. Amit Thackere is a talented person. Please ask this question. What have the Thackerays done for the Marathi Manus? Ask this question. In Kohinoor Mills, how many Marathi Manus got the house? How many Marathi Manus got a business? There is a famous restaurant there which Marathi Manus runs it. Marathi Manus will run a vada pav shop, will run a misal pav shop. Amit Thackere will party abroad in 5-star hotels and will come here and people will get beaten up for not speaking Marathi, and he'll talk on international media laundry words like these.
I think those are some of the aspects that are being asked today as well. Because when you talk about the Mumbai elections, when you talk about how this is being reduced only about Marathi identity and not about aspirations, I think that is some of the aspects that this election will address, isn't it, Vasudha?
Absolutely,
the whole Marathi Asmita, and who's really the custodian of Marathi Asmita. That's what it's become.
There's beautiful visuals there of Rekha Yadav winning from Sayan Kolivada. We also have visuals from Sholapur and Pune. Remember, Praniti Shinde is an MP from there, and Pune is also seen as one of those places where the Pawars took on the BJP, but BJP, of course, has retained the Pune seat. We also have visuals from Makud, which is seen as the guard for Nawab Malik and Abu Azmi. But yes, while the Samajwadi Party and MIM fought with each other along with the NCP, there seems to be some advantage that the BJP seems to have had.
And in fact, there's more news coming in, and we'll put that out, which is that the Mahayuti alliance has crossed the 100 mark in Mumbai, with the BJP Shiv Sena alliance leading right now in over 100 seats. Now 114 is the halfway mark. That's the important mark, and it looks like right now the leads do give a huge lead to the Mahayuti. They are already above the psychological 100 mark, so they've crossed it. And we wait for the final numbers to come out, but that's how the picture is looking right now.
Absolutely, but the MBA seems to be still holding on to its strong bastions. But when it comes to MNS, Gauri, it looks like a depressing picture for MNS, because it seems to be leading in very few seats in Mumbai, and of course it's leading in a seat in Nashik, the original place where it actually did well when it was when it was not just during the days of its inception. And we also have some breaking news now. Mahayuti, in terms of leads, seems to have crossed the halfway majority, and that means that there could be a lot of credit that could be given to not just Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde, but Devendra Fadnavis specifically, because to imagine Mumbai without the Thackerays and Sharad Pawar, the youngest chief minister of Mumbai, is very difficult. But this is one man, the man from Vidarbha, who rose as a corporator and then a mayor, is coincidentally also responsible for making the BJP lead in so many seats that could have been completely unimaginable in several years. Let me go across to Amitabh Tiwari now. Amitabh Tiwari, early leads, but yet the Mahayuti seems to be leading in more than half of those seats. How do you look at this?
I think the leads seem to be consolidating, not only across Maharashtra, but here in BMC as well, as you're showing on the screen, 78-55, largely in line with what the exit polls were saying, that the Mahayuti would be getting around 1.5 to 2 times the seats of the Thackere brothers alliance. What is also very interesting is that apart from maybe 4 or 5 municipal corporations across the state, of the 29 municipal corporations, the BJP Shiv Sena alliance seems to be ahead in 23 to 25. That's also, I think, a jump from what the BJP had in 2017 when it had won 15 of these municipal corporations. So clearly now the BJP consolidating its hold as the principal player in the Maharashtra politics, and also relegating not only the opposition but also its own allies like the Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde, where it is in a direct battle in Kalyan and New Bombay, and the NCP as well in Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad. So even the regional pockets of its allies like Pune, Kalyan, etc. are now going the BJP way.
And you know, Thane, Kalyan, those are very important areas because those are really your Eknath Shinde bastions. And you know, there you have the BJP actually doing so well, does have impact as far as this equation is concerned. But let's get in Hitesh Jain as well of BJP to really tell us, Hitesh, the numbers, the leads that are coming in right now do give a huge advantage to the Mahayuti. We are, of course, qualifying this as the leads. We wait for the final numbers as they come in. But Hitesh Jain, who would you give this credit to? Devendra Fadnavis, the man who's really been, spearheading the triple engine Sarkar, and it is on his shoulders that this victory, if it happens, rests.
Well, I think if you will look at the leads and the trends, there is a clear directional shift, and I will not be surprised when you will get the final count of the BMC. The Mahayuti is going to cross the 150 numbers also. As the result consolidate, the Marathi vote or whatever you may count, I think the mandate is a very decisive mandate in favor of the BJP and Mahayuti. I have already tweeted on my Twitter handle, you can see that Devendra Fadnavis is the architect of the modern Maharashtra, and this is the win of the triple engine government backed by the politics of performance led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So it is very, the results, the trend, everything is very clear. Second thing, when you look at the municipal election, the message is also very clear that people are tired with this family inheritance business. They have rewarded the politics of performance. When we speak about the infrastructure in the urban cities of Maharashtra, it is not rhetoric. The infrastructure development, what people have seen in Maharashtra, it is not just rhetoric, but people have seen on the ground. I mean, when you talk about metro, when you talk about Atal Setu, when you talk about coastal roads, when you talk about metro in different cities and all. So a very clear message.
It has also, Gauri, made a lot of difference, Mr. Jain. But let me go to Rohit Chandavarkar. Rohit Chandavarkar, one of the seats that I was very excited about was Markot because a former journalist was fighting this seat. And, it was fought at a very micro level. It's a Muslim dominated, the Muslim vote is very potent there. Abu Azmi is seen as a voice of influence and the BJP winning from there. I saw Manoj Kota campaigning there several times. What do you think really works in favor of the BJP in seats like this that are considered very difficult?
I think, various things are working in Mumbai this time, and some of those things maybe we didn't expect, at least some time back we didn't expect. We could see that happening maybe in the last couple of weeks or so. Firstly, we see that the minority vote has got split three ways maybe. One, it is being taken by Congress party. Secondly, some of them still went with Uddhav Thackere. And third is, the smaller parties like those representing particularly minority community interest. But what has damaged, I think, the MVA or Congress, the alliance is not in place, but we can still call it MVA, is the fact that Raj Thackeray is now with Uddhav Thackeray and Congress decided to get away from this alliance. That split in the Mahavikas Aghadi and Raj Thackeray's entry, like we keep saying, has damaged, a lot of things for Uddhav Thackeray, Mahavikas Aghadi, which might later again get together, and has benefited the BJP. I think the minority community vote is slightly confused this time, unlike the Vidhan Sabha or Lok Sabha election, which we saw last year in 2024. where the minority community straight away went with Uddhav Thackeray, and Congress was also in alliance with him. So it worked that time. But this time you can see many more surprises in a city like Mumbai, like the previous one that we were talking about, North Indian or a Hindi-speaking candidate winning in the core Maharashtrian area of Kozhikode, or similar things you might see.
But Rohit, in Vikhroli and Mahim, both the Shiv Sena UBT seems to be leading, which means the UBT has also stuck to its consolidated vote banks. Let me ask this question to Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, the fact that some of these places, including Mahim and Vikhroli, the UBT is still leading, how would you explain this?
No, essentially the Marathi Asmita plank, which both the brothers were largely banking on, and the entire strategy of the MNS and the UBT alliance was to consolidate the Marathi Manus vote and do not risk any leakage to the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde alliance. I think that has worked in their core constituencies, because we talk a lot about the declining influence of the Marathi speaking community in Mumbai from 46-47% in 1950s to 36-37% now. But still around 140 wards are there which are influenced by the Marathi community or the Marathi speaking voters. So, and almost 150 of the 227 councillors or corporators in 2017 belong to the Marathi speaking community. So the Marathi community has its hold, and perhaps in these were the pockets of UBT MNS, and they have been able to hold on to these spaces.
Kiran Sonavane, the Shiv Sena Shinde faction speaking to us. Kiran, your thoughts on the fact that the leads indicate that the alliance has crossed the 100 mark, but it also comes at a time when BJP is clearly now the big brother in the equation.
Yeah, Mahayuti clearly sweeping the BMC elections, as you see the current figures on your media. Next thing is that it is the Mumbai people itself has rejected the work from home peoples and elected the people who are working on the ground. Next thing is that they have clearly rejected the leadership of the MNS and UBT. These are the facts, these BMC elections telling clearly. And BJP is the big brother is rising, we can see from the figure itself.
Right. Let me ask this question to Tehseen. Tehseen, I was speaking to my BJP sources. They are expecting at least 105. They fought on 137 seats, wards, and they are very clear that when it comes to the winnable seats or the A category seats, they had 90 of them. They set very difficult targets and they worked towards it. What is it about the Congress party or the Shiv Sena UBT that makes them, short of those kind of efforts?
I think with regards to the Shiv Sena UBT, I think it made a massive mistake going with Raj Thackeray ji. In maths and in politics, anything multiplied by zero is zero, and Raj Thackeray ji is the zero of Indian politics, of Maharashtra politics. And I see this sitting in Maharashtra. I'm very clear about it. The kind of destruction, and please, nobody believed these two brothers cared about Marathi Manus. Until 1 year ago, they were telling each other, "Hum aapke hai kaun." Today they have come together and saying, "Hum saath saath hai." Only because the BMC had a budget of 75,000 crore odd rupees. But in 25 years, these two brothers did nothing for the Marathi Manus. And suddenly they wanted the Muslim vote as well. This is called the Mamu factor. They were making a Mamu out of the people of Mumbai, out of the Marathi people and the Muslim people. This is the same Shiv Sena that as of today says कि बाबरी मस्जिद को हमने 10 मिनट में तोड़ा है. This is the same Raj Thackeray that said Muslims who are stuck in COVID should not have been treated, they should have been shot dead. This is the same Raj Thackeray that every day speaks about masjids in Mumbai. Today they want a Muslim vote, they want to, now they're saying...
Wrong, is what you're saying. The original Mamu arithmetic, which was Marathi plus Muslim, which is what the two Thackerays brothers were banking on, has gone completely haywire.
Yes, the same Muslim that they wanted, until whose vote that they want now, and they're saying vote choris happened, they wanted that the Muslims should not have the right to vote. These people are hypocrites of the first order. And I want to say one thing to you, particularly on this channel. There was an attack against a corporate with regards to Dharavi development. Do you know how that corporate got in? earlier Dharavi contract had not gone to that corporate. It had gone to Dubai-based company. It was cancelled by Uddhav Thackeray.
That's right.
And he did a turnaround and he then went around after the corporate. These people
That's a very good point. Let me go across to Hitesh. And Hitesh, very straight question to you. 85 is the highest that the BJP has won till now. Do you see the BJP going beyond that? If that happens, it's history. But do you see that happening?
Mark my words, at the end of the counting, we are going to cross 105 to 100.
105 is your stated target. You think it's going to go?
I will tell you something. I've been discussing, there has been a lazy analysis of Marathi vote and all. Now we have the results of Dahisar. Now Dahisar was battleground Marathi politics. Tejaswini Gosalkar, whose husband was a former corporator. I mean, that was the god of the Shiv Sena. There BJP has won. I mean, you are looking at stray Mahim or stray streets. If you look across the Mumbai city, whether it is Marathi, whether it is Gujarati, everybody have voted for the politics of...
Hitesh, how would you explain the win in Makud then? Because that was not expected, isn't it?
Aditya Thackeray and Amit Thackeray were giving the interviews, they were reducing the chances of the Thackeray brothers, because what they were only talking is about Thackeray as if...
But what about Makud, Shivaji Nagar? That was not expected, right? Makud, how would you explain the party's win?
One is a very grounded leader of the BJP. He has worked on the ground and he has been rewarded, and we are not surprised with the results. So therefore I am saying, whether Marathi or whether minority, we are winning in every belt, and don't be surprised, the Mahayuti is going to cross the 150 mark in the Mumbai city. I mean, this is a complete
update coming in. Hitesh, let me just come in there. This is an important update coming in. Viewers, let's qualify this as well. Vasudha and here, both of us in the studios, it's one thing to call an election, but we want to be very careful right now as well. But these are leads that are coming in, and it seems that the Thackerays are losing their last bastion. BMC, which was the political and financial muscle really of the Thackerays right now, the leads indicate that they are likely to lose control over what was really their big financial lifeline. This is what the trends indicate.
Absolutely, and the fight seems to be on in several seats of Mumbai, but as of now we can tell you that the Mahayuti seems to have crossed the halfway mark in terms of leads, and there are certain pockets in which Shiv Sena UPT is still holding strong. But did the MNS pull the Shiv Sena UPT down remains a big question, because the MNS doesn't seem to have done really well, at least in terms of official leads. But Gauri, yes, this is good news for every Mumbaikar, because finally there'll be a new set of corporators.
And there'll be a mayor, not administrators running the city. There'll be a mayor. And of course, let's tell our viewers this, the reason why having your mayor is so important is because he has or she has the veto. Every time a decision has to be taken, and whenever there's a contentious decision, the mayor's veto does make a huge impact, and that's the reason why this is also such an important issue on which, of course, stakes are so high. But we are talking about the fact that for the Thackerays and the political arithmetic going wrong, and would Uddhav Thackeray have ideally partnered with the Congress instead of Raj Thackeray? And that's a question that I'm sure people in Matushri must be asking right now, and that is exactly what they would be thinking, that should they have partnered with the Congress and the others instead of allying with Raj Thackeray, where the numbers are really not favoring now.
And I think Gauri, I also feel that this politics of fear does not work in a melting pot like Mumbai, especially in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, which is all full of migrants. It actually backfires, is what I understand. Amitabh Tiwari, how do you look at these leads and the fact that BJP is also leading big time in Pune, which was expected that it will win? That's what NCP leaders themselves told us. But then what was the Pawars coming together for? Was it just to sort of send out those feelers and tell people that yes, this is going to happen? How do you see the Pune results, and of course the BJP Mahayuti crossing the halfway mark in BMC?
Well, see, in Pune, if you see, even in 2017, the BJP won big and snatched the Pimpri Chinchwad and the Pune Municipal Corporation from the NCP. Now, NCP being part of the alliance has ceded space to the BJP in both these corporations. If you see in the Vidhan Sabha election, the BJP contested on a higher number of seats, or rather almost all the seats of Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad, and the NCP has, I think, 1 or 2 MLAs from Pune and just 1 from Pimpri Chinchwad. So when you are part of an alliance and contesting against that alliance, this makes the voter very confused, because whom were they criticizing? They are part of Mahayuti and fighting against the Mahayuti in Pune or a Pimpri Chinchwad. So I think that strategy did not work because the voters felt perhaps because you cannot be part of the government and at the same time be outside the government. I think one, it could be tactical.
Yes.
One is that with NCP contesting separately, it crowds out the opposition, it becomes the main opposition and helps split the vote and BJP keep the mayor chair. The second is that the Pawars might be preparing for a life without the NDA or Mahayuti in 2029 because if the BJP contests on a standalone basis in 2029, it may not want to be left in the lurch and it may want to occupy the opposition space with the Congress weakening and emerge as one of the main opposition parties.
All right, no, some of that is extremely important, and you're right about the larger implications of this. Whether the alliance, what happens till 2029, whether you take, the Pawars, whether they'll come together, and whether there is utility for Ajit Pawar as far as Mahayuti is concerned. Those are larger questions, and it's interesting that both the BJP as well as Ajit Pawar, they were actually trading corruption bribes at each other. In this election, whether it was in Pune or whether it was in BMC. But let's get in Santoshi Mishra.
But before that, Gauri, let me also tell our viewers in Mirabai under the BJP seems to be leading in 32 seats and the Shiv Sena in 4 leads. We don't see any leads from the opposition parties yet. In Bhiwandi, which was also quite contentious, you see the BJP leading on 9 seats, the Shiv Sena on 4 seats. Other leads are expected, but Navi Mumbai is specifically interesting because you see BJP leading in 68 seats, Shiv Sena in 28, and that is one that's one
place for MNS there, nothing for Uddhav Thackeray there.
You saw the hyperactive Shiv Sena there and also a very high voting percentage there, right? And in Panvel, it's 22 for the BJP and just 2 for UBT. But yes, Mumbai is where the fight is. That's the crown jewel of this entire thing, where BJP seems to be leading and Shiv Sena seems to be really sort of like, but there's still a fight in many of those seats.
Just to add on to Thane, and the reason why we talk Thane is because that is really the stronghold of Eknath Shinde. He's, and interestingly, both Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis rose from the ranks. They both, from corporate level, they rose up, and of course, they now have such a stronghold on Maharashtra politics. But if you talk about Thane, there you have Shiv Sena at 24 leads. BJP has 15 leads there. NCP, the Ajit Pawar faction there, has 4 leads. And on that note, let's get in Santoshi Mishra, who's been standing by for her take on how this is unfolding. Santoshi, we spoke in the morning. We spoke about the leads that are likely. And they're right now, of course, following the exit poll predictions. Your thoughts?
So, as I was talking about this in the morning, I'll just take this further, the language thing, which we see that both Uddhav and Raj Thackeray talked about Marathi Manus, Marathi speaking. See, there is a data from 2001 to 2011. There is in MMR region, there is a language shift over. Like Hindi speaking people, they were earlier 25.82 lakhs, which is increased to 35, whereas Marathi percentage is gone down. It is gone down with 2.6%. So you cannot focus just on the Marathi speaking. You cannot just talk about Marathi Manus here. The demography of Mumbai is totally changed. What has happened, I suppose, when you look at Uddhav Thackeray separately, when you analyze Raj Thackeray...
And Santoshi Mishra, the point that you're making is interesting because the two brothers came on the Hindi agitation issue only this year. Exactly. Thackeray brothers. So the point you're making is very valid. Go ahead, ma'am.
And, they should be also aware of it, that during 1970, there were out of 40, those corporators, 45 corporators were non-Marathi. Just imagine 45 corporators were non-Marathi. As you were talking about that Devendra and Eknath, the Shinde.
There was one point when the non-Maharashtrians also had a role, had some representation in the civic governance. Rohit Chandavarkar, very interesting in Mulund West. The BJP seems to be, leading. and it's the MNS candidate who's coming second, but the distance seems to be quite a bit, with the MNS getting just about 5,000 votes and the BJP surging ahead with over 12,000 votes. How would you explain, the role of MNS in this? Did the MNS really pull down Shiv Sena UBT?
Sorry, I couldn't get the first part of your...
I'm talking about Mulund West, and I'm talking about how the MNS candidate is coming second now. It seems to be a victory for the BJP there as well. How would you explain the role of MNS candidates this time? Because in Mumbai, they don't seem to be doing that well.
I think, if you look at the relationship that Raj Thackere has had with Eknath Shinde and others, also with BJP in the last few years, leave apart last 6 months, but in the last few years, I see there is, some kind of bonding that at the grassroots level still exists between Eknath Shinde and Raj Thackera's activists from both sides. So, if you look at, many constituencies in Mumbai which are Maharashtrian dominated or Marathi speaking, Marathi Manus dominated constituencies, you will see that Uddhav Thackeray's activists are at loggerheads with Eknath Shinde's activists or with BJP. But Raj Thackeray's activists, wherever Raj Thackere has a stronghold, you don't have that kind of vicious, fight between these two. There is some kind of bonding that still exists. That might explain, that might give you the answer to your question, why Raj Thackeray's candidates are doing slightly better or much better than Uddhav's candidates in many constituencies. Vasudha.
Okay. Hitesh Sen, as things are unfolding right now, if these leads and the numbers finally hold true, 30-year hold of the Shiv Sena on BMC is set to end. You will have a BMC mayor from the BJP. There will be a lot of expectations as well of the triple engine Sarkar coming through, and it will also require focus to then be on governance completely.
Well, you will see infrastructure going at getting a larger push, because the politics from the era of politics of performance will begin from here, and the era of politics of hate and the identity politics and the family inheritance is going to come to an end. Because I think the message from today's election is very clear. The Mumbaikars are rewarding the politics of performance. They have seen the glimpse of the infrastructure push that has happened in Mumbai. The infrastructure, what I'm talking about when we were speaking about infrastructure and the development, it is not just rhetorical, but it is now visible to the people of Mumbai. I think there is a lot of unfinished business. The coastal road needs to be extended right up to the Dahisar and beyond Dahisar. That's the commitment. There is a commitment about the Vadavan port. There is a commitment about the third airport. There is a commitment about making sure that commuters can travel from point to point, from one point to Mumbai to another point of Mumbai in 1 hour. So I think our leader Devendra Fadnavis.
Right, Hitesh, and we do have some breaking news now. BJP, Shiv Sena are nearing the 100 mark in BMC polls. Remember, there are 227 wards in question here. This is for the prestigious, richest body BMC, which witnesses elections after a long time. Several delays due to COVID and due to administrative issues. Finally, there'll be political control of the BMC, which means that hopefully more better governance when it comes to people of Mumbai.
Indeed, and central Mumbai's Marathi core, really, which way it is going to have huge implications for the political narrative of the city and the larger impact on the Maharashtra political landscape going all the way till 2029.
Absolutely. Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena party has claimed 3 victories, which also includes a victory of one non-Maharashtrian, Rekha Yadav from Sayan Kolivada. We also have Varsha Timbalkar winning, and then there is Shaila Lande. There are 3 candidates from Shiv Sena who have already been declared winners. You also have Shiv Sena UBT Nishikant Shinde, who has won against Eknath Shinde's candidate in Ward 194, and the BJP has also claimed victory when it comes to Tejasvi Goshalkar and Navnath Bhar. One of them is from Mankur, which was considered a very difficult seat from Mankur, and it's seen as the bastion of Abu Azmi, who is the Samajwadi Party leader. Yes, a lot of efforts have been put in, and it looks like the BJP Shiv Sena nearing the 100-way mark here when it comes to leads, yes, but the official leads are trickling in slowly, so we'll have to wait for more time for a complete picture.
Congress leads right now that we have are at about 11. That is the number that is coming in. Again, these are leads, as we are saying. So right now for Congress, that number is actually, now that number has come down to 5. Even as last time it was 31, which has come down to 5, and comes on a day when 30 minutes into the counting, you had Rahul Gandhi saying that there's vote chori. We're going to continue this broadcast and continue this discussion, but first up, listening to some reactions coming in.
मैं विकास का वक्त हूँ, इसलिए मेरे को चुन के दिया है। मेरी ये सेकंड टर्म है और मेरा एक ही प्रभाग था, वो भी आधा आया था। बाकी के 3 प्रभाग में मैं नया था, फिर भी लोगों ने मेरे ऊपर विश्वास रख के मुझे चुन के दिया। इसका मैं आभारी हूँ और उनके विश्वास के साथ रहूँगा और उनके समाधान का काम करूँगा।
इसके पीछे, ये जीत के पीछे हमारी खासदार वर्षाताई गायकवाड़, आमदार डॉक्टर ज्योतिताई गायकवाड़, इन लोग का सपोर्ट है। उन लोग के आशीर्वाद से ये सीट आई है। बस मैं अभी इतना, और हमारे जो सब कार्यकर्ता है 183 के, उनकी जीत है ये।
लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं जो एग्जिट पोल आए थे वो पूरे अलग थे और आप जीत के आए।
हाँ, वो तो है।
बीजेपी को जो वोट मिला वो मराठी लोगों का कम मिला है। बीजेपी को वोट जो मिला होगा वो उत्तर भारतीयों को मिला था, क्योंकि उत्तर भारतीय मेयर बनेगा वगैरह ऐसी भी बातें की गई थी और उत्तर भारतीयों ने उनको मत दिया होगा।
That's Asha Kale there, the newly elected corporator of Dharavi, crediting her success to the Gaikwad sisters. Asha Gaikwad, the president of Mumbai Congress, and also
the first set of victories that have come in for Congress.
Absolutely, yes. A non-Maharashtrian. But yes, let's go across to Rahul Kulkarni now. Rahul Kulkarni is the Chief of Bureau of NDTV Maharashtra. Rahul, how would you explain the wins that have come in and the fight that is still on in Mumbai? But yes, it looks like the Mahayuti seems to be winning. It's a clear majority there. That seems to be the initial trends.
हाँ, देखिए मुंबई में तो आप देख ही रहे, लेकिन पुणे की अगर मैं बात करूं तो ये जो मेरे पीछे टैली है वो लगातार बदल रही है और बदल रही है बीजेपी के फेवर में। कहा जा रहा है कि ये तो बिल्कुल सुनामी की स्थिति बनी हुई है, जबकि अजित पवार और शरद पवार दोनों एक साथ आए थे। बहुत से करप्शन के चार्जेस भी अजित पवार ने लगाए थे बीजेपी के खिलाफ। एक बहुत बड़ा हीट अप सा मोमेंट हो गया था। बावजूद इसके अगर 165 की अभी स्थिति देखें तो 100 में से ज्यादा तो बीजेपी लीड कर रही है। एनसीपी को केवल 5 सीटें मिली है, अजित पवार गुट को केवल 5 सीटें मिल रही है। तो दिखाई दे रहा है कि पुणे से लेके पूरे महाराष्ट्र में 29 से कम 26 म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में बीजेपी लीड कर रही है। ये बहुत अनप्रेसिडेंटेड है और लगभग जैसे मैंने कहा एक सुनामी जैसी स्थिति बनी हुई है पुणे से लेके मुंबई में। अभी तो पूरा मुंबई का पिक्चर आना बाकी है
कि बीजेपी इस सीट को रिटेन करेगी। तो ये पवार का जो साथ आना था, व्हाट वाज द पॉइंट ऑफ इट? वाज इट टू सेंड आउट अ लार्जर मैसेज कि फ्यूचर में दोनों साथ नहीं रहेंगे?
अभी तो ये तय हो चुका है, क्योंकि अभी जो रिजल्ट भी आया है वो भी दिखाई दे रहा है कि स्प्लिट हुआ है वोट में कांग्रेस और एनसीपी के। अगर कांग्रेस इनके साथ में रहती तो यही विचारधारा थी कि दोनों गुट एनसीपी के एक साथ में आए और जो अपना ट्रेडिशनल वोट है उसको बचाए। बावजूद इसके यहाँ पे कुछ सक्सेस नहीं मिला। तो जिस तरह से ये अलायंस बनी है, हो सकता है कि आगे चल के भी यही राजनीति होगी, दोनों गुट साथ में आएंगे। और दोनों गुट साथ में नहीं आए तो क्या हो सकता है, इसका भी ये पिक्चर है, क्योंकि बावजूद दोनों के साथ में आने के बाद भी जितना एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे उतना नहीं मिला। हाँ, लेकिन पिंपरी चिंचवड़ में उनको अच्छा वोट मिला है। दोनों राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस का बाकी जो 29 में से 26 जगह पे वो लड़ रहे हैं, जैसे मुंबई में है, तो उनका अपना खुद का जो वोट बेस था एनसीपी का वो रिटर्न हुआ है। तो शायद हो सकता है कि आगे जाके दोनों गुट जो है वो एक साथ में आए।
आ रहे हैं बिकॉज पुणे में तो लग रहा है कि बीजेपी इज विनिंग, बट पिंपरी चिंचवड़ विच वाज द अदर प्लेस, वहां पे क्या what are the leads there?
वहां पे भी बीजेपी लीड कर रही है, लेकिन जिस तरीके से पिक्चर पुणे में है वैसा नहीं है। पुणे में अभी जो 122 सीटें का काउंटिंग चल रहा है तो लगभग 100 सीटों पे बीजेपी आगे हैं। लेकिन पिंपरी चिंचवड़ में 50-45 इस तरह की स्थिति बनी हुई है। वहां पे अजित पवार ने थोड़ा सा फाइट दिया है उनकी पार्टी ने, क्योंकि वहां पे उनका पार्टी का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर था। पुणे में वो है नहीं। पुणे में बिल्कुल बीजेपी स्वीप कर चुकी है। जो एनसीपी के एमएलएज और एमपी थे वो पार्टी छोड़ के इनके साथ में आए हैं। वैसी स्थिति पिंपरी चिंचवड़ में भी थी। और मैं आपको बता दूं कि जो हिटअप मोमेंट बना इस पूरे म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन के चुनाव में, सिर्फ अजीत पवार ही थे जिन्होंने अपने साथी के खिलाफ करप्शन के चार्जेस लगाए। बहुत से ऐसे मुद्दे।
There's no power factor that's working in Pune is our latest piece of breaking news. Remember, it's in Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad that the Pawars got together.
This was their stronghold, stronghold. And the numbers that are coming in, the leads that are showing, in fact, Vasudha, out of 64, 52 has gone for BJP. While some of this was anticipated, the tsunami that Rahul was talking about is what has left many completely, without answers or explanation as to how really it transpired into this kind of a lead. 52 out of 64 in favor of the BJP. And look at the numbers for the Ajit Pawar faction of NCP, it is at 5. And for the Sharad Pawar faction, it is at 2. These are leads, of course, but look at how they have been decimated and reduced to single digits. So the two Pawar factions coming in together, but not being able to stop the BJP tsunami.
Absolutely, and BJP seems to have, sort of retained that Pune municipality. But Rahulji, PMC BJP winning there was expected. That's what even NCP guys told me, that this is about us coming together. Taki we survive. We'll try connecting with Rahul in just a bit. But Gauri, the fact that Pune is also the seat of Peshwai, it's also culturally very important for Maharashtra and for BJP, and the fact that Muralidhar Mohal, who's the MOS Civil Aviation Minister, he comes from there. It's a place that symbolizes, symptomatic of the Pawar power. And the fact that today Mumbai is being reimagined without Sharad Pawar and without Thackerays, and the credit in some ways goes to this man from Vidarbha, Devendra Fadnavis, and the BJP machinery, because if you look at the kind of work they put in, there was Shiv Prakash who was given this, he's the General Secretary, and he was given this particular charge to call up everybody, and they set out this target that 105 seats we have to win. If BJP manages to get more than 85 seats, it would be history in making.
Indeed, and the fact is, both these experiments that had actually played out here, you had the Pawars coming together, the Thackerays coming together, both these experiments haven't worked. So, both of them will then now go back to the drawing board to see how are they now going to recover if these trends hold true. They both families will then have to go back to the drawing board to see how are they now going to come back and politically become relevant in Maharashtra, in Mumbai. For the Thackerays, of course, Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray were on record saying that they have not thought about anything beyond BMC. So this was a tie-up only for BMC. But for the Pawars, it looks like by all stretch that there is a fair possibility that the Pawars will come together going forward, and it may be a tie-up that may be not just limited to BMC. In fact, we have to take a very quick commercial break. We come back on the other side. Our big coverage, our big focus continues. Vasudha and I will continue to decode what really are the implications of this mega BMC elections.